We are going to begin with part one of these cycles with the nitrogen cycle.
There is a lot of nitrogen on Earth. In fact, 78% of the atmosphere is made up of nitrogen gas, N2. This gas cannot be used by plants, so instead is cycled by prokaryotic bacteria. This bacteria transforms it into ammonia, which is useful for multicellular organisms, and it's broken back down again when an organism dies. This is all part of the process of the nitrogen cycle. The first step of the nitrogen cycle is nitrogen fixation. In this step, N2 gas is converted into NH3 ammonium or NH2 ammonia. This task is performed by cyanobacteria and Rhabesium. The next step of the nitrogen cycle is nitrification. This comes after nitrogen fixation. In this step, bacteria converts ammonia and ammonium into nitrates or nitrites. Now comes assimilation. This is when plants convert nitrites and nitrates into nitrogen-rich compounds. These compounds include DNA and proteins. These new substances are complex and are very important for complex multicellular organisms, like the dog here. Then nitrification comes afterward, which also comes after nitrification. This happens when denitrifying bacteria converts nitrates and nitrates back into nitrogen gas. Finally, ammonification comes after assimilation. In here, decomposers break down nitrogen-rich organic compounds, those created in assimilation, and turn it back into ammonia or ammonium. Then, ammonia and ammonium can be converted back into N2 gas, thus putting the cycle back at its beginning and fulfilling it. Finally, here's a key so you can understand what each thing represented and how it worked into a nitrogen cycle. And now, on to part 2 of this presentation, Jimmy's Journey, a word cycle journey, with a very special song. Little Jimmy is a water molecule that wants to travel through the biosphere. Hey, all his friends have traveled this way through the water cycle. Hey, Jimmy turned from liquid into gas through evaporation. He leaves the ocean in his quest to go afar. His friends evaporate directly from leaves of trees into gas through transpiration. Transpiration. Jimmy turns from gas to liquid through condensation. He's about to drop back down to earth to rain like he's dropped a bit. Hey, condensation leads to precipitation, when water from cloud falls back to earth. Be it rain, hail, sleet, snow, all of it. Jimmy's ready to go back down. Hey. Jimmy lands in firm land and zips into new ground. Jimmy is out for infiltration or when water goes into ground through soil. But Jimmy ain't tired. He wants to go in further when water goes into rocks. Relocation happens, and that's what Jimmy's out for. Jimmy runs through the underground in an aquifer or underground river. He wants to see a thousand new places and he's right there. But his mighty run ends through runoff, as water ends up in the ocean. Jim is back at home. His journey was expenses all thanks to the water cycle Joe. So here's a key to help go with this song for the water cycle. And finally, here's the lyrics for Jimmy's journey. Enjoy!